Hey, I heard what he told me. The I have it all set up. All I have left is just to take the tables and these poles, and that's it.
Right back because it's been over 30 minutes. So.
Okay, we'll do.
And we got our bosses right by too, so we have to explain why is this truck still here.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry, guys. All right, guys. So this has been an absolute disaster. All the chairs have been put out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the sides of the tent. Today we're setting up an event at UGA. Since it is a tailgating event, I'm trying to beat traffic right now, but we're here at the school. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we're at the school right now. I'm trying to find exactly where this tent is gonna go. I'm gonna try my best to record. I don't know how many people are gonna be in the space where I'm gonna be setting up, so I don't wanna, you know, invade their privacy. But anyways, if I can record, I will. Also, I'm gonna give you tips and tricks throughout the day. I have to pick this event up today as well, so you guys are gonna spend some time with me. You guys can lay back, relax, just enjoy the video. If you have any questions, just drop them down below. I'll get to them as soon as I can. All right, let's go. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, so when it comes to the setup, there was a miscommunication with the client and us, so we didn't really know how far we were gonna have to walk to set up the event. So right now this has been a big issue because we have nowhere close to park, so we're having to zigzag pretty much through the parking lots and finding the best way here. And as you guys can see, I have a good amount of walking to do, so luckily I have this dolly. Like I said, I won't be able to do much commentary. You guys will get to see exactly what everything looks like and how I set it up. But as you can see, we are in the heart of Tailgate City.
Yeah, passion before desire. I've been away trying to build a wheel up this life require. Slowly letting go to regain control, it's like ice to tires. Shit had me slipping, I turned the heat up, jumped in the kitchen. Renewed commitment, removed the waste and improved the writer. Took up the taxes, I brought a bag and straight from the Shire. Thank the Messiah, my shoulders heavy, my thoughts inspire. The shots been fired, you cross the line and all love expires. I'm at that age where my peace of mind worth your life, and I wouldn't think twice about hella higher. My mind a million places, a million on my mind. This ain't purely entertainment. I see dollar signs and it get me stimulated. I'll never fall in line. Didn't do no guessing, know it's my turn. I saw all the signs. Yeah, it's the signs, but no patience.
Again, you guys can see just how useful this dolly can be. Now, whenever you guys are loading tables like this, you got to make sure that the dolly is not moving so that you can load it up. It needs to be leaned up against something. In this case, we're using the curb side here. So right now I'm carrying 4 tables, where if I was doing this by hand, obviously rolling them would not make any sense. So I would have to carry these one by one, and that's just not efficient. Now, something I haven't mentioned in any of my videos is that you guys can actually charge for things like this. All right, so if you guys are traveling a long distance, you guys can charge for this. Now, in this case, we were given the wrong information as far as how far we were gonna have to travel. So we'll forgive it for this event. Watch yourself there. I'm gonna raise this side here. Now that is one thing, when you guys are getting ready to raise the tent, raise it in the side. That's gonna give you the most trouble if you don't do it first. can't show you right now, but when you're putting this center pole in the middle, you want to make sure that you don't puncture. You want to make sure you don't puncture the tent top. All right, because you'll damage it. If you put it on the highest cable like this, then all you have to do is run it along the tracks like this. You're not gonna have to forcefully do it. And you see how easily I was able to get that up on there. All right, now I'm putting the last two sides. Just keep in mind that the last pole you put up is gonna be the heaviest. So you guys can see all the weight is on this back side. So I'm gonna have to carry all that weight, and so will you.
I was drinking and I woke up and I didn't go to sleep and I'm still here drinking.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the base of the legs in so that it can have some kind of grip to the ground and it doesn't just slide around. Now when it comes to rolling off the tables, simply just slide them off the side. Then we also have two 8-foot rectangular tables that are going to be used for the food. Now I'm going to put the chairs on top of the tables, and then I'll put these around the sides. This does get a little tiring, but you got to just keep pushing through. Pretty good. All right, so all the chairs have been put out. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten the sides of the tent. Now the benefit of having everything already laid out underneath is that if the customer needs to set anything up, they can go ahead and get started. Everything else that I need to do is on the outside. I do have the linens for the tables, but they're not ready to set up yet, so I'm gonna knock this section out first and be good to go.
I couldn't lose my pride, and that's why this is get back season. I can never call it even. We the ones that they believe in. Yes, sir. My condolences. I know this got them breathing. We've been winning all season. It been overdue so long. We blessed up. Perfect timing. This divine. I know they need it. This should motivate the dreamers, and for the ones that hate to see it, we gon' run it back and run it up some more. No more being humble. We gon' run it up some more. Run it up some more. Refuse to lose, I'm born defiant. Solitude, I'm not reliant. Played it cool to keep shit low key, but really I'm a giant. Mama won't ask me to tell you to move your truck when you can.
Who's that?
That lady right there.
Oh, okay. Hopefully I can get another like 20 minutes out of her. All right, so you guys heard that they want us to move the truck, but I'm gonna try and sneak another 20 minutes out of this this spot that we were able to park at. If not, it's gonna be a headache. Hey, I heard what he told me. I have it all set up. All I have left is just to take the tables and these poles, and that's it.
Right back because it's been over 30 minutes.
Okay, we'll do.
And we got our bosses right by too, so we have to explain why is this truck still
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, guys. Y'all have saved us a bunch of time.
No, they didn't come out.
All right. So for the rectangular tables, you want to lay these sideways if you have the space to do so. If not, it's going to be really hard to push the dolly. In this case, we have some space to go down with the tables on the dolly. This way, we're getting extremely lucky that we're able to unload here. If not, this will be a pretty bad day for us. putting the stakes at the end here, so I'm maximizing the time. I'm also going to load up the linens on this load because we might not be able to come back. We might not be able to stay here much longer. So you can see I have all the, and I brought the camera with me to do more recording, but sorry guys, I kind of have to play it by ear. Have all the linens here. We're out. All right, I'll be right back, guys. This is it. Obviously, this could take another 20 minutes, guys, but we can't tell them that. Barely squeezed through.
You ain't got no background.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Your arms are about to rip out there. Go ahead and stake this tent down, and then we'll put the tables down after that. But it's a pretty calm day, not that much wind, but if wind was to pick up, this tent could fly away, and we don't want to risk that, especially with the amount of people here. Alright, now it's for the fun part, staking the tent. This part actually sucks, but you gotta do it. A little winded, guys, but it's part of the process, right? Not gonna lie, guys, I'm extremely tired, but I gotta keep going.
Hit the scene and it's all green. On go, we ain't never doing small things. Being fitted for the crown, cause we all kings. If you know you got to shine, let them people know it's time for the show. Hit the scene and it's all green. On go, we ain't never.
Gonna go ahead and put the linens on the table, so it'll give me some time to rest and not pass out. Now, when it comes to the linens, you want them to go on the front side of the chairs. You don't want them to be on top of the chairs. It doesn't look good. So make sure you run it all the way through. Do a final walk around the table, make sure that all the sides are even, and then move on to the next one. All right, guys, so all the tables have been set up, but the camera only has 2% of battery, so I'm gonna turn it back off. All right, guys, so this is the end result. We're squeezed in on here. You guys can see that all the tables, banquet tables, are set up over on this side. This camera's about to die, so I'm walking around pretty quick, but you guys can see what the end result looks like. Turned out really nice. I'm about to call the customer and show her on FaceTime so she can see the event setup. So I'm actually on my way to meet my daughters. They're both with my mother-in-law. We're gonna grab something to eat and then wait for the customer to call us and let us know that we're good to go pick up the event. So I don't know how the pickup's gonna go, just because there's so much traffic in that area that it's gonna be a cluster just to get back there. All right guys, so I'm here taking down the event now. I can't show much and there's a lot of music, so I don't want to get any kind of demonetization strikes, but I'm gonna give you guys a quick look at what everything looks like after an event like this. Obviously, when you're dealing with banquet tables, this is very common. You just got to shake this off, okay? Make sure you guys shake off any excess food that's on the linen, and then you obviously want to take this as quick as possible to your cleaners, okay, so that they can try and get these stains out. But this is what it looks like, guys. It's not pretty, but it's part of the job. Some of these chairs are very dirty, and we'll have to just clean those. We're all done with this event. It's about 7:40 almost here, but I'm gonna head back home. I have about an hour and a half drive, so it's all done. Everything looks like nothing ever happened. I'll talk to you guys more about it at the office. So I got extremely lucky. I was actually going through the parking deck and I hit the top of the parking deck with the tables. Luckily, these tables are pretty strong and they didn't break. Some of the rubber lining did come out, but again, we got super lucky. We also hit the top with the dolly, so I had to unstrap it a little bit, let it have some slack so that I can make it straight through the parking deck. But yeah, got super lucky. I'm headed home now. So as you can see, things can get completely out of hand. In this case, we had a little bit of miscommunication with the customer, and we got there 4 hours after everybody else was already set up, okay? So we had to find a spot where we could set up the tent, and we had to rush against time. Not to mention, we also had a bunch of traffic to deal with. We didn't have anywhere to park. It was chaotic, okay? But at the end of the day, this is where it's crucial for you to have your systems in place, and you need to know what you're doing. So throughout the years, when you're setting up your events, you need to come up with those systems, okay? Become more efficient with your setup so that you can do it quicker. Once we actually started setting up the event, it took me about 45 minutes to an hour to completely finish it. And that's because I was going lightning speed. I was extremely exhausted, I'm not gonna lie. But we had to get it done, and you guys can see in the video just what the distance was that we had to walk. And thank God we had this dolly, because this dolly saved our lives. All right, so make sure you guys have your systems in place. Make sure you guys are communicating with the customer. Now, there is something that I did wrong here, and I want to point it out, and that's the fact that I didn't go to scout the area. If I had gone to scout the area out, I would have known that this was going to be an issue, okay, ahead of time. Now, mind you, this isn't a lot of equipment. This is a basic setup for us. This is nothing crazy, nothing out of this world. The only reason we will scout this out is because of the event location. In this case, it was UGA, one of the biggest universities in the United States. So it wasn't just your normal location to set up a tent. It really isn't. So again, scouting the location would have probably prevented a lot of this headache that we went through. But at the end of the day, we worked it out because we're professionals, because we have our systems in place. We were able to still come through and make sure that the customer was happy. Now, you guys can see in the video that there was a barbecue setup right next to us, okay? So that was actually the customer setup as well. They hired those people so that they can bring that grill and do that. Normally, I don't let people grill next to the tent, but because this event was so chaotic already, the customer was a little frustrated when I first spoke to her. I didn't want to, push the envelope, so I allowed it. One, because I noticed that the wind wasn't blowing towards the tent top, and two, because the smoke wasn't that dark, all right? It wasn't really that dark. It was kind of fainted, and I took the risk, all right? I just let it happen. I let them stay there, took the risk, and everything worked out. Now, mind you, you don't want to set up grills or anything like that close to your tent top, because let's say the smoke is darker and the wind is blowing towards the tent top. Guess what? Now you have a black tent top because of the smoke. So you guys got to keep that in mind whenever you're setting up your events. Now, I know some of you guys like to know how much we make for events. So in this situation here, we have one tent, 4 round tables, 2 banquet tables, and 32 chairs with the linens. This event paid us around $900, all right, after taxes. And that's not bad money to make in one day, especially with such a basic setup. The only thing that made it more chaotic is that this was a UGA game, all right? If this was just a simple backyard, you're making around $900 for this simple setup. So last thing I do want to mention is that I'm starting a new series talking about safety, and this is gonna give you scenarios from my 8 years of law enforcement on the best practices to protect your equipment, your warehouse, what the best safety protocols are. All right, so if you guys want to stick around and watch those videos, make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel for more of that content. All right, if you guys have any questions, don't forget to drop them down below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video.